Hi, and welcome to Carolyn with a K's Kitchen. Today we're going to make the good old American apple pie. And check out these apples. I was over at my son's house the other day and I saw an apple that looked exactly like this. And I couldn't resist it. I chopped right into it. Okay, recently I made a pie, an apple pie. And the bottom of the apple pie was like mush. This isn't like I remember my apple pies. So what I did is I went to the store. I got different apples. I thought it was the apple's fault. I tried it with different apples. It was still mush. I tried it again with a bunch of different apples. In other words, not just Gala apples, not just Cortland apples. Here in New York, we have a variety of apples and they're all great. That didn't work either. And then I discovered what was wrong. I was baking it in the oven too long. So I remember being at my daughter Lori's house, and she was just making apples as a dessert. And what she did is she put on a fire, a little butter in the pan, and let it melt. And then she took the apples, and the first thing she did is put in some lemon zest. This lemon zest, you don't go too deep, you just get the very top of it, adds I don't want to say sour because that sounds negative, but it does compete with the sweetness of the apples, and the apples are very sweet. You're going to notice I don't use a lot of sugar. The apples themselves are sweet. You know, they always tell you, taste whatever you're cooking so you can see if it's sweet enough, and then you'll know. And then I put in lemon juice. Now you're going to say, I'm going to break all the rules. I know that because every recipe tells you exactly how much you should put in, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be more free-flowing because I get in the kitchen, and when I'm in the kitchen, I'm here to have a good time. I do measure, don't get me wrong, I do measure sometimes, but basically I'm here to be a mixologist, like a bartender. But I'm here to have a good time, and that's what I want to do. So first of all, I put in some sugar. This is a teaspoon. Now that's not enough. That's not enough. Are 2 teaspoons full enough? Again, it's going to matter on your apples. You should taste your apples, obviously, and you will taste them. You know, my husband cut up these apples, and he tasted them as he was going, and he said they are so sweet, they're delicious. Now also, as you know, we always put in some salt. How much salt am I putting in? This is like a baby teaspoon. Maybe that's right, but you do need salt. And then my favorite spice, cardamom. How much? You know, if you want a measurement, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you probably about 1/4 teaspoon. That'll get you there. Then nutmeg, and check out this container. How do you like this? The nutmeg is it will be ground as you turn it. I used to get the nutmeg seed, and then I would use that, but this is so much easier. Is it better than the fresh nutmeg? I don't know, probably not. Cinnamon, okay, cinnamon you can go crazy with. Cinnamon I would put in a good teaspoon, maybe 1.5 teaspoons. There we go. I gotta turn this down or else I'm gonna have something burn, and I don't want to have anything burn. Oh my gosh. Chinese 5-spice. It's star anise, cinnamon, cloves, ginger. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you're going to love it. I promise you. Cloves? Yeah, I'm going to put in a little cloves. Why not? A little ground ginger. Would fresh ginger be better? Ooh, I just remembered. Fresh ginger would be great in this. Then take your spoon and toss it all together. And when you're looking at the mixture, which I will show you right now, if you think you need a little more cinnamon, you can put more cinnamon in. If you think you need a little bit more sugar, have fun. Cooking doesn't have to be stressful. This is going to come out no matter what you do. No matter what you do, it's going to come out. Ooh, I shouldn't say that exactly. I do remember getting applesauce that a friend of mine made, and she put in too much cinnamon. So, yeah, but it'll come out. Just have a good time. So now I have a fire going, and I'm going to put the apples in and cook them. In other words, instead of, my problem with having it as mush was because I was cooking it in the oven. I'm cooking it now. Right now, it's going to become, ooh, don't you hear that sizzle? Don't you love it? I just love it. The sizzle of the apples. Wow. I got a lot of apples here. And now butter. By the way, I want to show you my pretty dish. I love it. It's my butter dish. And you want to put in some chunks of butter. And when I do this, I remember my mom and the way she was in the kitchen. Probably some of you remember your mom, seeing her in the kitchen. Not necessarily making an apple pie, but you know, that's what moms do, spend a lot of time in the kitchen. And I do remember, I think I've told you the story before, but it bears repeating. My mom would make an apple pie, and we would be sitting down, dinner would be over. Ooh, look at this going. I don't have any liquid in here. I'm going to put in some orange juice. Orange juice. Whoa! Now you know we're cooking. Anyway, back to my dad. So we would have dinner, and my mom would make an apple pie for dessert. And we all look forward to apple pie. And at the end, my mom would say to my dad, "So Ted, what do you think about the apple pie?" And he would look at her and he would say, "Well, T, I don't know. I think if you gave me another small slice, I could give you a better opinion." And we all would laugh. And he would get another slice of apple pie. So now I'm cooking it, and I have my oven on 350. I'm going to shock it up to 450 when I finally put it in. But you're going to see what happens. Hi, can you believe I'm back? And I have on my apron from the sweetest girl with the sweetest name, Sarah. Anyway, now it's the pastry part. So this is a perfect time to put on my apron. Here's my dough, and I'm going to be rolling it out and working it, because you got to work your dough, but don't work it too much. Okay, here I go. Roll it this way, flip it, again, move it, again. This is what I learned from my mother. When you're working with pastry, first of all, it's cold. Move fast. Don't move slow. Don't let the butter melt. We don't want the butter to melt. There's butter in this. Oh, I didn't tell you. I also use lard. Yes, I do. It makes a better crust. I don't use all lard, but I do use some lard. So it's got lard and butter. And because we don't want it to stick, and we want it to be crispy and flaky. That's how you get a good pie crust. I'm telling you, I know that this is how you get a good pie crust. Someday I'm going to put my making of the pie crust on. Not yet, not yet. You also can go to the grocery store and get a Pillsbury pie crust. They're great. I'm using my own crust there. I've got a beautiful crust. Here it is. See, it's not sticking, it's moving. It's moving beautifully, actually. I can say that that's just how I like it. And I didn't need my scraper. All right, gotta go get my, you notice I'm not putting a bottom crust. I'm not putting bottom crust, I'm just putting a top. You know what, I forgot something. I have to go back to here. Wait, let me think, what do I want to do? I need to put in flour. Do I want to, I think I want to put it in over here. Sorry, change of plans. Okay, grab my flour. This can be off camera. I'm just putting in a little flour. Oh, now you want to know how much flour? Maybe 1/4 cup. Oh, I almost forgot. banana liqueur. Can't get these tops off. Ridiculous. Wow. You don't have to add this. Oh, there's hardly anything to add, but that's okay. Stir it all up. Ooh, 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 ooh. It looks good, it looks good, it looks good. I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough juice, but I do. I have plenty. Okay, now back over here. Now this is the trick. You put this hot apples in your dish. Smooth them out, make them look pretty. To my crust. Bing, 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 bing. Lay it out. Look at that. I do a couple of little flutes, not much. Not much. You're going to see how this works out. Comes out really beautiful. And the flavor is great. Okay, I need to get egg. One last egg. It's the last one I had. Oh. Beat it up, add a little water. By the way, I have tried putting cream on top. It works. It definitely works. But nothing works as beautiful as the beaten egg does. Beating it, putting it, painting it carefully. Well, not that carefully. And then for good measure, cinnamon. Okay, people have asked how many apples? 8 apples. I think 8's too much. I think 7 would have been perfect, but I used 8. You see that this is hot already. I'm taking it over, quickly putting it in the oven. The oven's on 400. It's going to start that crust right now, and it's going to start baking like crazy. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you. Can you believe it? I'm back. And look at this pie. Isn't it a sight to behold? Okay, I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to put it on this beautiful plate because it's a beautiful pie. Oh, by the way, I was told this isn't a pie. This is a crisp. This is a crumble. This is anything but a pie because I don't have a bottom crust. So I am mistakenly calling it a pie when I should call it a crisp, a crumble, I don't know, all those different names. But it's mine. And I want to call it a pie, I can call it a pie. Here it comes. Look at that. It's not, oh, wait, I got to get it through. Okay. There. There. It's not mushy. You can see all of the apples. Well, that's not so pretty, but that's okay. You can see all of the apples. You can see the beautiful crust. I left a few apples in here. Let me get them out. Okay. Come on, let's go. All right. And then apple pie, pie a la mode, crisp a la mode, whatever you want to call it. Get my little fork, and it's time to taste it. Okay. Get a little bit of the crust. See how pretty the crust got? Because I put that egg on it. Get a little bit of the ice cream and a little bit of the apples. I gotta tell you, there's nothing like apple pie. Thank you from Carolyn's Kitchen. Take care. Bye-bye.